I'll never forget the morning I woke up to the sound that should never echo across any decent man's ranch, the crack of a rifle shot, sharp enough to split the dawn right in two. Before I even threw the covers off, my gut told me something was wrong, not just a trespasser, not just some drunk neighbor taking potshots at coyotes, but something deeper, meaner, and about to cost me more than I could stand to lose. Name's Eli Walker, and my family's been tending this stretch of Oklahoma prairie since my great-granddaddy staked the first fence post with his own calloused hands. We've seen storms, droughts, taxes, and thieves, but nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared me for the petty tyranny of a woman named Beverly Green, president for life of our local homeowners association, or as she likes to call it, the moral backbone of Rolling Creek Estates. Trouble is, my ranch, the Double W, ain't part of her shiny little neighborhood. Never signed no HOA papers. Never planned to, but Beverly never could stand seeing something she couldn't control. She called my barns an eyesore, my cattle a public health hazard, and the smell? Well, you'd think I was running a chemical plant instead of a few dozen head and a prize bull named Duke. Duke, now there's the heart of the story. Big OL, black brute. Gentle as a sleeping dog if you knew how to handle him. I raised him from a bottle baby after a coyote dam near killed his mama. Won county fairs 3 years running. To me, Duke was family. Simple as that. So when I heard that gunshot, first thought that cut through the fog in my head was Duke. Second thought was that damn HOA queen bee, and the day before. My buddy Ray at the feed store told me Beverly had been flapping her gums at the board meeting, bragging how she'd solved the Walker Ranch nuisance once and for all. I laughed it off then. I ain't laughing now. I damn near tore the bedroom door off its hinges, slipped boots on bare feet, grabbed my shotgun more out of instinct than any plan to use it. I slammed out the back door, and there they were, 3 guys in mismatched camo, toting rifles like they were walking into a Walmart, and not a single one I recognized from this county. Hey, I hollered, voice cracked and raw with sleep and rage. What the hell do you think you're doing? One fella, scruffy beard, good hanging over his belt buckle, looked up and grinned like I was an old friend. Morning, boss. We got permission to hunt this patch. Lady said we could thin out the hogs. Lady? I spat the word. You mean Beverly Green? She don't own an inch of this dirt. I do. Now get the hell off my land before I call the sheriff. Gut Belly started stammering, but the tall one with wraparound shades didn't flinch. He just raised his rifle, pointed past my shoulder. I turned, heart stopped cold. There was Duke, standing curious as a cat just inside the fence line. Steam rising off his back in the crisp morning light. No, 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 no. I yelled, but it was like screaming at a brick wall. Tall boy squeezed the trigger. Crack. Duke shuddered, legs buckled. He hit the ground harder than any thunder I'd ever heard. I dropped my shotgun, fell to my knees in the mud beside him. His big dark eyes found mine trusting. Confused, and I pressed both hands to the wound in his shoulder, cussing every god I could name. Gut Belly had the gall to mumble, clean shot, legal season. I saw red. Legal? There's no season for shooting a man's bull on his own damn pasture, you mouth-breathing donkey. I don't know how I fumbled my phone out with hands slick with Duke's blood, but I did vet first. Then Sheriff Matheson. By the time I heard sirens, my best friend in this world was gasping wet breaths while I whispered every promise I could think of into that soft ear. And here comes Beverly, white Escalade crunching up my gravel drive like she's the damn Queen of England. Steps out, sunglasses, clipboard, fake smile plastered on like cheap wallpaper. What seems to be the problem, Eli? She cooed, like she didn't hear the moans behind me. I stood up slow. I remember my boots squelched in the mud, and the blood. You did this, Beverly. I swear to God, you're gonna pay. She had the nerve to laugh. Oh, Eli, don't be dramatic. Community safety sometimes requires tough decisions. I didn't answer because the deputy pulled up just then. Matheson slid out behind him, hat low over his eyes like he already had a migraine brewing. He took one look at me, at Duke, at the 3 morons shuffling near the fence, and I swear the man aged 5 years in a heartbeat. I showed him the fake permit they'd waved at me, a sorry scrap of printer paper with a rubber stamp Beverly probably ordered off Etsy. Matheson just sighed. Ma'am, he said, voice like gravel. Unless you got a deed saying you own Walker land, you're about to have a real bad day. She sputtered. Spat legal gibberish about easements and community improvement initiatives, but Matheson slapped cuffs on her right there in front of my barn. Her shriek when the cold steel clicked shut was sweeter than any country love song you've ever heard. The hunters? Fined for trespass, weapons confiscated. They scattered like raccoons in daylight. Doc Harmon showed up just in time to keep him breathing, but it was touch and go. He told me plain. Next 48 hours decide if he lives, Eli. Don't plan any fares yet. I spent those 2 days on a lawn chair by the barn, drinking cold coffee, praying to every ghost in my family tree. Beverly made bail, of course. Rich husband. Fancy lawyer. But what she didn't count on was this old cowboy knowing how to play the long game. Ray gave a statement. Turns out Beverly had bragged loud enough for half the feed store to hear. Better yet, my trail cams caught her meeting those hunters behind my south gate, pointing, laughing, handing them that phony permit. I walked that footage straight into Matheson's office. He watched it twice, no sound but the hum of the AC. When it ended, he leaned back, cracked his knuckles, and said, Eli, you want to press civil on top of criminal? Damn right I do. But Beverly, that woman didn't roll over. She called the local news, sobbed on camera about being persecuted by a hostile rancher. Claimed Duke was a rogue animal, that I endangered children. So I did what my granddad taught me. When someone lies about you, don't outlast him. Outlast him. I set up a town hall at the old VFW, invited every soul in Rolling Creek. When Beverly strutted in, hair teased sky high, lawyer in tow, I hit play on my footage. Her handing maps to strangers with guns. Her laughing about my ranch being abandoned. Room went dead quiet except for her squeaky little gasps. When it ended, folks booed her out the door. That same night, I filed my civil suit, damages for Duke's care, lost show winnings. Mental anguish. Enough zeros to make her husband's eyes water. Took months. Papers, court dates, her lawyer throwing every stall tactic in the book. Meanwhile, Duke fought like a champ. First steps. First slow trot. And then that big proud bellow the day he saw the show halter again. When we finally stood in front of Judge Rollins, the whole town showed up. Beverly cried, begged. Blamed bad advice. Rollins wasn't buying it. Fined her $250,000. Stripped her HOA title. 6 months community service at the county animal shelter. Scooping kennels she once claimed to oversee for the good of the community. I'll admit, seeing her face when she heard that sentence almost made the nightmare worth it. A week later, me and Duke pulled up to the county fairgrounds. He strutted into that ring, coat shining like midnight, when they pinned Grand Champion on his broad shoulder. I swear half of Rolling Creek was there to clap him on the back. Now, evenings come quiet again. Porch swing creaks, Duke grazes near the fence line. And that bitter taste Beverly left behind fades a little more each sunset. Folks wave when they pass. They know, a man's land is his life. No committee, no neighbor feud. No self-crowned queen gets to say otherwise. So tell me this, friends, what would you have done? Did I go too far, or not far enough? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to share this tale with someone who thinks HOA means hands off anyone's acreage. Till next time, take care of your land, your animals, and your word. They're all you really own in this life.